Good afternoon, good morning, good evening, my viewers. I'm here again. It's nice meeting you once more. Uh, Thank you for watching my previous video. Today, I'm going to be talking about our relationship with God, the Almighty God, the King of Kings, the Lord of Lords, the Everlasting Father, the Creator of the universe, the I am that I am. We'll be talking about him today. Hmm. You know, I there was a time during my service here, my 1 year service, I I went with a person to a cemetery where people are buried. She wanted to go and pay respect to her deceased family member. So we went there. I followed her there. As we arrived at the cemetery, I looked around. I saw graves. Some graves here have been there for 10 years. People have been buried there for 10 years, 10 years, like 10 years ago. We had 20 years ago people. We have 50 years ago people. Or even like 80 years ago people were buried there. So I saw some of the graves. They were already looking old, you know, and I'll use the word unkept kind of. I noticed that on these graves, people had already like some of these the loved ones of this deceased. They already put flowers there for their loved ones. They kept flowers there, and looking at the flowers, some flowers are very old. They had already decayed and then destroyed by rain, sun, and everything. And some were looking still new, but you could see that okay, some of them had already started decaying again too. Some already dried up. But I looked at some graves, the flowers they were still fresh on the graves. I was like, wow. And then this person I followed paid respect to her deceased family member, cleared up the grave, put new flowers, watered the flowers she planted around the grave. I cleaned up the grave and everything. I was just there. I was just observing. I saw that some people were buried there when they were just maybe children. They were just 5 years. Some were just 15 years. Some were just in their early 20s. Some were just young women or 40 something. You know, as we were leaving that place, we were in the car and then this person was driving. And then it just kept ringing in my spirit that, those flowers that your loved ones will put on your grave once you finally pass on, because death is inevitable. Every human being must taste it. Yes. Every human being must taste it, except those ones who will be around when Christ will finally come. Yes. It is an inevitable aspect of man. So, those flowers your loved ones or loved ones of these deceased people placed on their graves represented their love for those people, because they love them so much, and then they wanted to represent that love they still have for them even when they are passed on, by bringing flowers to them, placing it on their graves and all that. But look at it, the flowers were decaying. Some of the flowers got decayed, burnt up by the sun. The flowers withered. And this is what the love your loved ones have for you. So this is to show that the love your loved ones have for you will decay someday, because as time passes on, because those flowers became withered, decayed on those graves due to a passage of time. If you pass on from this life into eternity, your loved ones will remember you for the time being. After a while, the memory, the everything will start depleting, will start reducing. You don't think they will mourn for you the way they mourn for you the first day you passed on. They will not mourn for you like that in the next 20 years after you passed on. And besides, even the next 50 years, will just be in memory. Oh, I used to have this kind of brother. I used to have so and so sister. But nobody will sit down again after 50 years and start crying all over again, weeping and all that. The love will deplete with time. The remembrance will reduce with time. Just like those flowers withered as a result of time, sun that shone on them, the rain that fell on them, they decayed, they withered away. So is the love of those your loved ones, your siblings, your brothers, your sisters, your mothers, your children, whoever, your friends. So will their love be after you have passed on. Then I looked at the grave, I was like, wow, the love of a man represented in flowers that can wither. But the love of God is not represented in flowers, it is represented in life eternal. You know what life is eternal is? A forever life in glory, in harmony, in peace. That is if you loved God while on this earth. Because life eternal is in two ways. Depends on where you're spending your eternity. Eternity is eternity, either in heaven or in hell, it is eternity. But the love of the Father is what will sustain you after you have passed from this earth. Not the love of your mother, not the love of your father, not the love from your loved ones, not the love of your siblings, not the love of your children, but the love you had for God and the love God has for you is what will guide you in eternity. And that love cannot be represented in flowers. It can't be represented in, colorful things that you can see physically. But this love is represented in life eternal with God, our Father in heaven. So today, I want to remind us that as you are building relationships with people around, your colleagues in the office, your friends, your brothers, your sisters, your parents, your children, you are traveling, you are going on vacations, you are doing different things and getting involved in, bonding with your loved ones. Remember not to forget your God. Because the love of those ones you are building today will fade with time. But the love of the Father will not fade. Because He is the God who is, who was, who is, and who is to come. He's an everlasting God. His love is everlasting. It cannot be faded with time. No sunlight can dry it up. No rain can beat it and tear it apart. It remains steadfast. There's a song that says, the steadfast love of the Lord never ceases. His mercies never come to an end. They are new every morning, new every morning. Great is your faithfulness, oh Lord. Great is your faithfulness. If the love of God were to be represented by flowers, but they are being renewed, okay? His love does not cease. They are new every morning, but the love of your loved ones, they can't be renewed after your passage from this earth. So remember, as you are building those companies, building relationship, connecting, doing networking and all that, bonding with family, bonding, don't forget your God, because it is His love that will guide you in eternity. Thank you so much for listening. Remember, as you go about your daily activities, remember not to forget your God. As you go about bonding, getting married, being given out in marriage, having children around you, celebrating birthdays and all that, do not forget your Father that is in heaven. Make sure that your relationship with Him is built on a solid ground. Make your relationship with your God solid and better. every day, every single day, desire to be closer to him, desire to know him more, desire to love him more. And then I see the Lord blessing us and drawing us closer and giving us that love eternal that never fades with time. Thank you.